Taking a look here at the Immortals side of things, because we've seen quite a bit of Selfless here today, of course, watching them against Runaway earlier in the day. But Immortals, this is a team we've been familiar with over the OCS here, Hex, and yet at the same time, they did seem to take a very major step up when they were up against Renegades just last week. Now, a lot of that perhaps was more Renegades playing some of their weaker setups, but overall it felt like Immortals was able to fix some of their weak spots that they had going on, where they had perhaps underperformance coming out from Nomi for quite a while. He tightened up his gameplay. Agilities, who was generally always good, found another level in terms of just high-level consistency. I know talking with Jesus on Renegades, where he was giving a breakdown, it says, yeah, Jesus had an incredible game. He was breaking us down. So if they have a little bit of that going on here, it would explain why they've been playing Selfless as close as they have.
Yeah, a lot of it does come up to agilities, and you mentioned that it's not necessarily taking a step up, it's a return to form. It's the Immortals we expected to see. They are who we thought they were, and agilities is a big part of that. He's going to be playing Roadhog right now. I think that's a smart pick also to be able to deal with the flankers that Selfless is going to throw at you.
Well, first fight here is getting underway, and both teams just fighting for supremacy here on the stairs. This is what you see from both teams, where they look to win this early poke war, and for Immortals, it does feel like they've done this a little bit more effectively. Kresnik ends up getting thrown way in the middle of nowhere, and yet buys a decent amount of time. Could have been worse, but Agilities now picks up the kill on the dock, and this is where Agilities can get into his own personal zone, where he doesn't have to worry about shields, can run around. The only thing between him and the opponents is his hook, and not able to land that one there, but still going to be applying pressure from the flank.
Very tanky compositions for both teams. However, Selfless is going to grab first control of this point, somewhat uncontested. It's not as though Immortals had lost a lot of players. That's an unacceptable give up of that first point there. Grim is going to be able to grab a kill onto Sinatra. I think it's already a victory if you can force Sinatra to not play Tracer.
We do have the Tac Visor coming out really early here from Defran. We know how Quickies was building up ults in the previous series. Builds it up here, but I don't know if this is the right time to use a Tac Visor. He was just incredibly outnumbered, and there's still shields up for the side of Immortals, so Selfless perhaps making an unforced error there. As you take a look at the Immortals side, they're locking this in, where they're moving around on both sides. They have both Earth Shatter, Tac Visor, and Nano Boost up. There's tools here to buy another fight or two.
Absolutely. That was a perplexing, which we'll add to the caster terms of nice phrases to say, a perplexing tactical visor to say the least. Grim's going to get in here. He's just peppering down shields. No reason for that. However, Agilities does go down to Defran, perhaps looking for a hook, and now Kresnik brings back, so they're going to try to equalize here with a tactical nano visor of their own. It only gets one. It knocks down Defran, but that is it. This will very likely be Selfless taking the point back.
The problem with that tactical nanovisor is that it came out when the fight was already effectively won. It was just late to the party. Now Sinatra, very far out, that Earthshower not going to get much of anything done, just ulting some shields as Nomi protects his team with a well-placed shield where kind of baited him in. And now for Immortals, they're able to swing back into this fight. 2 kills up. No kills here for the Selfless side, so nothing flashy here, just solid play coming out from both Nomi and Agilities to set up Grim in the back.
Very back and forth so far, but it is Hype getting the final blow onto Kresnik there. Hype Zarya has been up and down, to say the least. More up lately, though. I think he plays a very good Zarya, not to his levels of Devo, but I think it's a good hero for him to be rotating onto in this tank-heavier composition for control maps. Right now, though, Sinatra is the Zarya with a Graviton at the ready. Hype will be getting there momentarily, and it really depend on if he wants to telegraph this and go in, and what kind of follow-up they're going to get. They do go in with this. Graviton was dropped.
Graviton comes in, it's going to pull in 3 people, but Nomi, able to keep the shield up, really deals with most of the fall-through, and there was no fall-through on the flank, so that Graviton mostly go on, and oh, what a hook from Agilities. Kresnik looking for Mondada's goal down in the pit right now. 5 versus 5, but Immortals, they're spread out. They have plenty of tools here to keep delaying this, even as they trade out kills.
Well, I don't know if Mondada is the type who would have hidden gold somewhere. He's a pious man. Why is he burying treasures
Was
somewhere?
He pious, though?
Ah, good point.
I mean, I'm at the point of view that Talon is actually a vigilante agency, and Mondada was corrupt. But we do have the Graviton Surge coming in here. Sinatra, fully charged up, still outflanked on all sides, and 100% energy might not matter in this case, but lives with 30 HP. Still, though, 99%. We'll see if Selfless can pull this back, because they're very much in rough shape. They're going to have to run into this down numbers, and charged up or no, that whole hog means business.
In the business side of that is Sinatra, as Agilities takes down a couple more. We prefaced it during the pregame. Agilities, when he is going off, it makes this team go. As good as Grim is, he can't be the focal point. You have to have someone like Agilities taking pressure off of him. Moreover, Agilities just got 3Ks, 4Ks, was hitting hooks from early on. Just the intimidation factor of Agility's on the map opens things up for the rest of this team, and that is going to be Immortals taking an early lead.
Agility's almost from downtown. Not quite the NBA shot we were looking for, but I'll respect the ball off the rim. But yeah, you take a look at this here. It was definitely a good opening. Now we will see some swap-ups here going into the Shrine stage from Selfless. We're going to be seeing Sinatra on the Tracer, so we'll see what this causes from Grim. I am curious to see if Grim decides to flex to a McCree if Sinatra gets any early success here.
Well, the bonus for the fans is that we do actually get to see some Overwatch with the skins turned on, as we weren't expecting to put this one on stream, so a lot of golden guns, a little holiday Tracer for you too, at the very least, so... Right now, it is Sinatra back on the Tracer, and it has been a hero that he's been so good at, but already Ethan takes down 2 with the help of Hype, Dak and Defran down early.
Sinatra swimming upstream right now, trying to look for a way to pull this back, but under a lot of pressure, it's still able to get down Ethan, so Sinatra, man of miracles, lives with 38 health and is going to be coming back into this fight, so still up for grabs is this very first point. As it does look like Selfless is getting a little bit more people onto point. They're going to be pulling Hyped out of his Diva, which, again, glad to see him on, as Defran picks up 2 with Iman in the back. Selfless finding a way through there, and really nice on Sinatra to really extend that out.
What's amazing about Sinatra for the most part is the ease in which he is able to take down Ana's and Lucio's, and it's a lot easier said than done, especially on the Ana front, but he doesn't lose those duels very often and is able to take down Ana's quickly enough that they can't self-heal. It's been super impressive.
In reality, flanking tactifiers are on the way, but it was really forced. Doesn't have the greatest targets. Will chew down Emong going in here, as Nomi drops a hammer, knocks down another 2. Agility's right there in the follow-through, so just taking down Emong is enough for Grim, as Nomi is able to land the Earth Shatter that really tears that fight wide open for the side of Immortals. Now, this is just going to let them get started here. 34% to 0, still in favor of Selfless.
In favor of Selfless, but right now they are pulling it back, at least equalizing the ultimate economy for both sides here, as Hyped and Verbo are about to get there as well. Ethan already has his at the ready.
Alrighty. Well, Selfless coming back in, and here comes Defran off the flank. Nano Visor in action, and is just immediately going to tear down 2 from that flank. Flanking Nano Visor, just a key core setup here, and unfortunately, Hyped wasn't in a situation where he could block that for his team. That would have been one way of dealing with it, but Hyped was on the opposite end. Defran reads the situation well, and as a result, we do see a relatively clean take here coming out here from Selfless. Even between the two teams, Selfless should be able to get a bit of a lead off of that.
Yeah, they are ticking up percentage-wise, about 40% for them as we do move forward here. It is still time, though, for Selfless, or rather Immortals, to come in with the ultimate advantage. Agilities has to be careful, eats a lot of damage on the way in, but he's got his whole hog ready. The Sound Barrier already down, already dropped. He's going to try to take... How did he die to Iman right there?
Iman just perhaps get a little bit more support, or just hit a little bit more on the head. Either way, Iman coming in with the whole hog, trying to make a bit of space. Nomi's already down in this fight, so it is going to be up to Grim to come in and do some... Oh. Well... Let's just not talk about Grim right now.
I think I'm pretty sure that was a reset.
It probably was a reset.
But what I'm saying, Agilities had just gotten Sound Barrier. That is so much damage that Iman had to chew through, but I suppose the timing was correct and he was able to get that. Now 80% on the board for Selfless as we move forward here. One more fight for them and they will be able to equalize this map.
Agilities coming in off the flank, has a whole hog, not a whole lot to set that up, but he will be able to use the make space or crack a shield early on. Earth Shatter coming in big though, Kresnik dropping the hammer, dropping 2 immediately. Iman right there with the follow through. Gonna be 4 unanswered kills here from Selfless, and that very well should be the point, and is.
Just checking on some Skype things for now. I believe Mitch might be back. He said the net might be back. We'll see. We'll finish out this Shameless and or Selfless rather, and Immortals back.
All right, we're gonna get Uber back in here because I feel myself dying progressively. It might not be sounding like it exactly, but
we'll see how it goes.
So we're not gonna be able to get Uber back in here for this part.
Well, it's a best of 3 on Control right now as each team has 1-1. However, if Immortals does pull this one off, we will be officially tied and we'll have to go to a drawbreaker, which will be an official best of 3 on Ilios.
A drawbreaker. That is probably a correct term. It's just you don't hear the term drawbreaker that often.
Oh, tiebreaker, jawbreaker. I just combined the two.
You just focus more on the breaker there. It's actually a pretty decent term.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Agility's going to take to the sky with this Pharah right now as he's trying to get some done. He is the Pharah player for this team, although they don't run it a whole lot. And you see right now the ground war being won by Selfless as it was Iman and Sinatra combining for a couple. Grim trying to bring it back. Iman does go down, not having a whole lot of success trying to at least get Agilities down, but now that he is grounded, he is in trouble as Sinatra puts him on the ground permanently.
Verbo will get a little bit of revenge there on the Sinatra, so both teams still fighting out. Certainly Selfless with a bit more of a numbers advantage in and around the point. And we do see Nomi leaping back in, but just a little bit too late to keep that contesting. Might be better for his lifespan anyways, as he's running for health way in the back. We'll see when Nomi leaps back into this here in just a moment.
Well, right now it is Selfless who's got 13% and ticking up on the point already. Not a whole lot to work with for the side of Immortals. Grim Reality will have a Pulse Bomb. Hyped is going to have a self-destruct, but that Pulse Bomb does not find purchase right there. Still trying to get into the back, unable to take down as Grim Reality and Nomi die. This fight is nearly already over for Immortals.
Immortals just having real trouble getting to Fran early on. Defran just rope-a-doping around, going round and round, taking down both of his pursuers, and Defran is not an easy kill here when you're going in against Selfless. The way he's positioning, the way he's getting out of situations that kill their soldiers is really throwing Immortals for a bit of a loop here in Nepal.
I am still not in love with this Pharah pick right now. One, it's not your specialty. Two, it's not great on this map, not enough to really choose to run it. And look at the team you're running it into. Defran has been on 76 all night. He's going to pop Visor and go for some kills lower down. And then Sinatra's got insane tracking. You have to deal with the flat gun of the Roadhog. I don't see any situation in which this Pharah can really get a ton of value. He's trying to prove me wrong as Agilities rotates around. Here comes the barrage, only gets one. The Diva was trying to keep him protected, but it's just not enough. He's got to switch now. It might be too late.
It very well could be too late. I mean, I think after using the barrage, we're going to see him swap to something here. Probably a Roadhog, if I had to guess. And no, he's going to go Genji here to try and get this moving forward. And you have a Sleep Dart coming in. They're trying to make the most of it. Sinatra, they're at the fall through. Oh, everyone eats the Bionade. That was huge coming in from Ethan as Nomi getting the cleanup on people that cannot be healed. It's a party room right now. Juggled in the room is Iman. And Hex, you really just hate the term party room because I just see you shaking your head.
I don't understand the parties you go to, but we already established earlier tonight, maybe those are the after parties where you get an angry gorilla punching you around and call it a party. Glad I'm not getting the invites to those. Actually, I'm not. Please invite me. Anyway, Sinatra's going to have his Pulse Bomb up to try to close out this map as Immortals has taken the point back. 97% though for the side of Selfless. One more fight, one more decisive fight, and they will be able to capture this point and take a lead on Nepal here. Agility is trying to dash around, get a little bit of damage in. The Pulse Bomb does go off, not able to kill anyone as Sinatra himself goes down.
Verbo able to avoid that Pulse Bomb, so 5v5 going to be the next fight. Both teams down a key member, but with Ethan down, the healing here for Immortals going to be less. Agility's not close enough to the Dragon Blade here. Might be able to build it up, but his entire team dies around him. He doesn't have a choice though. He has to stay in here. It's going to be up to Grim Reality and Agilities, and, well, not just up to Grim Reality. Will rewind with almost no health left, but this is, it's just not going to be a delay that you could do. Reinhardt can clear out that room with his Justice Hammer.
Hammer was swinging, Whole Hog was going off too, just not enough to be able to bring that one back. Now Selfless one stage away from beating the Immortals here. Immortals will, of course, go on to face off against Runaway, who's looked better every time we've seen them tonight. Still one more stage in Nepal for Immortals to stay alive.
I like to think that Runaway is gaining in power right now. The tournament did start very early for them. In Korea time, I think it was about the equivalent of around 8 a.m. or so when they started playing. But now they're starting to get deeper into the afternoon while everyone else is getting very, very late.
Right.
So, there is that.
Well, this is the first stage that we saw this evening, and I believe, if I'm not incorrect, that Immortals won this stage. I could be wrong, though. And we will be going back here. Defran is going to stay on the 76 and Grim on that 76 on the other side. It's been a map where 76 has always been part of it, but oddly enough, they're not going to take the stairs battle. They're going to rotate their tanks onto the point. Iman is there to just clean up Hype, to get them right over there. And now they're in a tough spot with their Reinhardt in the corner, but Agilities takes out Iman.
Agilities winning that hog-on-hog battle. Both teams losing people left and right. The trade-outs continue here. And oh, Agilities, that is not Hook 1.0, but man, did it look like that. Getting max range, pulling him down the stairs, and now suddenly Agilities rolling forward and just tearing through Kresnik. That's a problem when you don't get rid of the Roadhog infestation. It does come back to haunt you.
Yeah, the one Roadhog is enough to count as an infestation in my mind. Another great hook to start this off. Agilities is going to get pulled in, but no, he's the one who hits the headshot onto Iman. Agilities running wild.
Well, the key there is that Hype got the Zarya shield onto him while they went down. You don't have the Zarya support coming in for the side of Selfless, so Agilities has a big edge in these hog-on-hog battles where so long as you have Hyped there in the back, it's really going to give Agilities way more punching power and let him bully Iman to some extent, so long as there's no Zarya being played by Selfless.
Speaking of around the back, Sinatra was able to take out Grim with a pulse bomb during all of that fracas that was going on. Both ults now popped for Selfless as they get a nano visor going on, trying to clear out this point. Defran narrowly dodges the hook, but they are going to pick up kill after kill. Agilities, bye.
I purposely left on the camera. I just wanted to see him go down until the thud. That was important.
There is no thud. That is a bottomless pit. I'm rather certain of it. Ethan is going to grab a couple of kills with a Bionade. Earthshatter, though, comes in, takes out Ethan and Hype. Getting very scrappy here. Who will be the last alive here? Not Grim, that's for sure, as Iman makes short work of him with a hook.
Iman going to clean house on the remaining members, perhaps. Nomi goes for the Earthshatter. We'll see if that works out. I mean, Nomi hasn't died yet, and he gets a pick-off, so it does work out. It's a gutsy Earthshatter, not usually something you'd want to see in a lot of cases, but certainly it does work out here for Immortals as they do start streaming back on that point. And there's the Nano Boost on the Nomi. That's going to give him even more punching power into this Graviton. A nice Flame Strike takes down Dak, and it should allow him to take out Kresnik as well. Swinging the hammer and cleaning some house.
Nomi was living on the edge. Meanwhile, though, they did end up boosting Defran to try to get on here and stall out the point. It still has not been captured by Immortals, despite the winning fight that Nomi has been a part of. They're going to try to get back in here. Hype now on the point, but meanwhile, the ticks are still going up for Selfless, nearing 70%. They still haven't gotten off the point, but it does seem to be coming to a head now, as Whole Hog will come in from Agilities, but that shield's still up, lasting way longer than I thought. They've been on this point forever. This is great stall.
Well, Kresnik with the gutsy charge, able to get on the Agilities in the back. So, yes, this has been a phenomenal stall. It still might even be a one fight with how this has been working out. And look at Dak, able to wall ride up, get away from that situation, and now he's going to drop the beat. Beautiful Lucio play coming out here from Dak, and now the tables could be turning for Selfless as they start rolling in even deeper on the Immortals. 95% Immortals must touch the point now.
They have to get on it. Iman takes out Verbo, though, and that's going to be difficult for them to deal with. He gets healed up, too, on the other side of things. Grim trying to close out this fight, but that is one healthy Reinhardt shield. They can all hide behind Tactical Visor, going to get very little. So little, in fact, nothing at all, as this is all Selfless, all on the point, trying to close this out. They just have to run on here one by one. Grim goes down. Here comes a Whole Hog. That should do it.
Grim was looking for the nano revenge there, got absolutely nothing. Pulse Bomb and Iman combining to take him out. And that is going to be Selfless coming in here, dispatching the Immortals. But it was close. We'll see if the Immortals can have a little bit more luck versus Runaway, as that could still be one of our closest matches of the night. Gotta love Winston play the games. This is actually looks brutal.
Oh, it looks like a party.
It was the party room. I mean, you know what? No one says that Nomi doesn't get a little bit rowdy towards the end of the night, Hex. That's all I'm going to say. Now, we have been rejoined once more by Uber, so I'm going to leave it to you guys. Who needs a break anyways, as we're going to roll right in to Immortals versus Runaway. Take it away.